Okay, so go.
Sustainability, in a broad sense, is the ability to maintain a certain process or state. It is now most frequently used in connection with human systems and ecosystems. In an ecological context, sustainability can be defined as the ability of an ecosystem to maintain ecological processes, functions, biodiversity, and productivity into the future. Sustainability can be applied to almost every facet of life on Earth, particularly the many different levels of biological organization, such as wetlands, prairies, and forests. For humans to live sustainably, the Earth's resources must be used at a rate at which they can be replenished. Clearly, scientific evidence shows that humanity is living unsustainably and that an unprecedented collective effort is needed to return human use of natural resources to within sustainable limits. Sustainability means we need to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs.
Humans need between 20 and 50 liters of water every day. In parts of the world, people survive on as little as 10 liters of water a day. In Canada, the average person uses 326 liters per day. Imagine no running water. Imagine walking several kilometers each day, carrying water to cook, clean, and bathe in. This is the reality for millions of women and children in developing countries. Unsafe drinking water is responsible for 80% of all illnesses in developing countries. Each year, there are 4 million cases of diarrhea. 2.2 million people die each year of water-related illnesses.
Oh, they're having,
Climate change refers to global changes in temperature, wild patterns, and precipitation. The effects of climate change have caused serious problems through many parts of the world. Rain is less frequent and more unpredictable. Storms are stronger and more intense. Ocean levels continue to rise, flooding family farms and low-lying areas. Salt water has soaked into the soil and making it unsuitable for growing food, and well water becomes too salty to drink.
About 1/3 of an average dump is made up of packaging material. Every year, each American throws about 1,200 pounds of organic garbage that can be composted. The U.S. population discards each year 16 billion diapers, 1,600,000,000 pants, 2 billion razor blades, 220 million car tires, and enough aluminum to rebuild the U.S. commercial air fleet 4 times over. Out of every $10 spent buying things, $1, 10% goes for packaging that is thrown away. Packaging represents about 65% of household trash. An average is cost $30 per ton to recycle trash, $50 to send it to the landfill, and $65 to $75 to burn it.
Approximately 1 billion trees worth of paper are thrown away every year in the U.S. Americans use 85 million tons of paper a year, about 680 pounds per person. The average household throws away 13,000 separate pieces of paper each year. Most is packaging and junk mail. In 1993, U.S. paper recovery saved more than 90 million cubic yards of landfill space. Each ton, 2,000 pounds of recycled paper can save 17 trees, 380 gallons of oil, 3 cubic yards of landfill space, 400 kilowatts of energy, and 7,000 gallons of water. This represents 64% energy savings and 58% water savings, and 60 pounds less of air pollution. The 17 trees saved above can absorb a total of 250 pounds of carbon dioxide from the air each year. Burning that same ton of paper would create 15,000 pounds of carbon dioxide.
Every month we throw out enough glass bottles and jars to fill up a giant skyscraper. All of these jars are recyclable. The energy saved from the recycling of one glass bottle can run a 100-watt light bulb for 4 hours. It also causes 20% less air pollution and 50% less water pollution than when a new bottle is made from raw materials. A modern glass bottle would take 4,000 years or more to decompose, and even longer if it's in the landfill. Mining and transporting raw materials for glass procedures about 385 pounds of waste for every ton of glass that is made. If recycled glass is substituted for half of the raw materials, the waste is cut by more than 80%.
According to the information, cell phones are replaced every 18 months on average, and less than 5% are recycled. That leaves 14 billion cell phones that could potentially enter the waste stream every 18 months. Canada's Natural Office Pollution Preventing of Environment Canada reports that next year 4,328 tons of telephone, fax machines, and cell phones will end up in landfills. That's equal to the weight of 583 African elephants. One elephant equals 7.1 tons. Experts estimate that 50 to 80% of e-waste from North America cell phones companies end up in China, Thailand, India, and Pakistan. Workers are exposed to many toxins and are paid up to $1.50 a day to break apart the proceeds of cell phones. Cell phones include large numbers of hazardous substances which can pollute the air when burned, and inserters and leach into solid drinking water when buried in landfills.
Anyone Morella?
Oh, that's funny, Cherokee.
You're cool, Chad.
Oh,
Jeez,
Selena.
so mean.
Holy Cherokee.
What was that for?
Chad, these charters suck bad. I'm joking.
Holy Cherokee.
What was that for?
Chad, these charters suck bad. I'm joking.